How many bombs would you say is the perfect amount for your romance movie? If you said a bunch of them and let's put them in a bag, then I have a movie for you. 2020's Dead Reckoning is a movie I found on accident and have since become obsessed with, especially because the only information I can find about it says it was based on the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing, which, if it's gonna inspire something, I'm glad it's a movie.
Oh, wow.
The beginning of the movie already starts out kind of messy, but basically there's an FBI press conference going on because there was a subway bombing, and the main suspect of that bombing was killed in a routine FBI interview.
Fuck you! No, fuck you!
Meanwhile, in a bar watching this press conference is the Winter Soldier, but he decides he has to get out of this movie as quick as possible. Then, we cut to a plane with the FBI director and his wife, and things are smooth. By the way, that's the second cut to black, and the movie is not even 5 minutes in. 6 months later, and we're on Nantucket Island, and it's thumper time.
It's thumper time!
Thumper time!
Wait a minute, they're not thumping. That's when this girl, Tilly, stumbles up to the party, and we realize she hasn't been sober since her parents died. But she's doing great. Being unable to ride her bike home because she's too drunk, Nico, who is
An immigrant and a gentleman.
gives her a ride home, and the sparks are flying.
What's up with the rain?
Tilly makes Nico pull over for like 20 seconds so she can go skinny dipping by herself because Nico can't swim.
I can't swim.
And then, soaking wet, she just gets back in his car, and he loves it. But when they get home, Tilly's Aunt Jenny demands some more exposition.
Look, we just graduated. It's summer. We're all going to college soon. And you're not my mother.
Here we cut back to the FBI agent Richard from earlier, and we realize the plane crash that killed Tilly's parents might not have been an accident.
James and Celeste? Bummer. Really sucks.
I mean, she's guilty, right?
You're a dream.
The next day, Nico goes to pick Tilly up for a date, and we realize that Tilly is not the only woman Nico has instant chemistry with.
Your mother has very good taste.
She did.
Oh. Never mind. Meanwhile, Richard is tracking down... Is that Ryan Reynolds? Who just already happens to be on Nantucket disguised as a yacht boat captain? Also, I didn't realize this my first time watching, but this is the guy from the bar that we saw earlier. Also, he's Nico's brother.
Marco!
Polo. And this guy is their dad.
Fuck you! No, fuck you!
Also, Richard is Tilly's godfather?
My goddaughter Tilly lives on Nantucket.
No, let me just make a chart. So these two are dating, these two are brothers, this guy is their dad, and FBI Ricky over here hates them both and is Tilly's godfather. Also, Aunt Jenny's here. So Nico and Tilly are having a picnic. That's when Tilly learns that both of Nico's parents are also dead.
They all died.
And instead of being like, oh no, that sucks, or like, I know how you feel, she just shows him the video of her parents dying. Ugh, you gotta warn people before you show them something like, and they're making out.
Do not precipitate any lascivious activities without me.
By the way, this guy Lou is the most insufferable character in this entire movie. He never speaks like a normal human. I mean, listen to him ask for weed.
Nico, my good man, are your herbal coffee sufficiently stocked?
Of course.
Then we have this like out of nowhere scene of Aunt Jenny getting her 1 year chip from AA, and it has no relevance to the story. I'm not really sure why it happens. But outside of the meeting, she gets cornered by Richard, and he has some bad news.
This man may be connected.
Is that Ryan Reynolds?
Absolutely.
How are your sister's boys?
Coping, thank you. It's been a nightmare since 9/11.
I'm not sure how 9/11 is related to anything.
Who knows what's next?
9/12.
How is Tilly?
She's got a new boyfriend. He's a hard-working kid from Eastern Europe.
This movie like leans really heavily on the fact that Nico is an immigrant.
Where are you from?
Do you even know what country he's from? What if he's only using you for a green card?
Nobody wants to be from anywhere like Albania.
But I feel like they got the casting wrong or something because this is really just an average American guy. In fact, of the two young men in this movie, he sounds way more regular than the other guy.
Spare no pepperoni, good sir.
And now Tilly and Nico are on a beach because so far their entire relationship is just getting drunk in different places. Also, both Marco and Richard are following them and watching their every move, probably to listen to great conversations like this.
Yeah, all these mansions, soon enough, are gonna fall into the ocean.
Climate change. So messed up.
This movie is amazing at pretending to have a message, but not actually saying anything of substance.
Get off my beach!
It's America. It's everyone's beach.
Out there, that's public. That's their America. Where they're sitting, that's my America.
Who are you yelling at now?
Oh, honey, go make another drink.
You got a drink right here.
Whatever.
Then, Nico promises to show Tilly his America, which I think is supposed to mean like working class America as opposed to rich America, but it's all on Nantucket, so it's just a normal ass bar. There's also this weird conversation where Tilly vaguely mentions the bar is owned by Aunt Jenny and her partner Chris.
Who's Chris?
A partner.
And with Chris being a gender-neutral name and Nico not knowing that Aunt Jenny's a lesbian, they're setting it up for like, oh, what's up, bartender? There's this girl named Tilly and I'm so in love with her. Oh, really? I think I know something about that. But then, upon immediately entering the bar, this happens.
You must be Nico. I'm Chris.
My aunt's partner.
Oh, very nice to meet you.
So it's just vague for no reason. So after one day together, Nico brings Tilly back home to say goodnight, but not without giving her a parting gift. And what's a good gift to give someone on a first date? That's right, it's a puppy.
You love her?
Oh.
When did he even have time to get a dog? They've been together all day. Was it just sitting in the back seat the whole time? Hope the AC was on. Hope it had its favorite tunes.
Oh, shit. Jenny doesn't do dogs.
Oh, what's that? Aunt Jenny doesn't do dogs? Well, I guess that's the problem with getting a dog for someone that you just met.
Tilly, thank God you're back. Your mom and your dad, they were murdered.
Oh, Jenny, she just got home. You gotta give her a second.
Richard thinks it was this man. Have you seen him?
Is that Ryan Reynolds? Back at the docks, we see that Marco was on his own date.
Miss,
Richard, that is not the right way to approach people.
I'm FBI. I'm not gonna hurt you.
What is this, a bust?
No,
So Nico and Marco have a talk? Where Marco explains that his big terrorist plan is to put a bunch of bombs into bags, then put the bags into a truck, and then drive the truck into the 4th of July celebration. They also end with Nico saying that he just finished a 24-hour shift.
I just finished a 24-hour shift. I need rest.
Oh wait, no he didn't. Also, Marco was watching him the whole time, so he knows it's a lie. It doesn't matter. Of course it doesn't matter.
you stop right there, Romeo.
As Marco. This interview goes pretty similar to the last FBI interview, with Richard trying to axe some questions and hammer in his points and hook the heat.
You fucking maniacs. You don't know when to stop. 9/11, New York, the Pentagon.
No, I don't think so.
I'm here for justice. The subway bombing, remember? My sister was on that train.
Oh, let me just add that to the diagram. But then a miracle happens. An hour into this movie, Richard finds his first piece of evidence. Oh, and right when he had his suspect on the hook. The next morning, Nico finds Marco on the ship, and seeing that he needs medical help, drives him to Aunt Jenny's shelter for battered women. Because this is the guy that you wanted a place like that. But when Nico leaves the room, Jenny recognizes Marco, and things get ugly. And despite her best efforts, Jenny dies in this movie. She just dies. Also, flip-flops were a crazy choice. Leaving Jenny to die, Nico drives Marco back to the ship, where Lou is there to take a picture, because I guess someone bleeding is just like the funniest thing to him.
Whoa.
I can't really say I get it, but maybe that's just like 1% humor.
Stuff it, Henry.
So back at the boat, Nico promises Marco he will carry on the family legacy, before leaving him to bleed out. But enough of all that, it's party time. Something like a missing aunt isn't going to stop Tilly from having a good time. Also, Dog is back, and is given away.
What do we got here?
Once Tilly learns that Nico and Marco were seen together, she decides she has to get on that ship that's the only one conveniently located right in front of them. And why does she go to the yacht? What does she hope to accomplish? I don't know. And Nico is hot on her trail. But remember that part about how Nico can't swim? I guess forget about that? Whoa, that was record time. Way to go, Tilly. Soon, they stumble on Marco's body, and the truth finally comes out.
Did he kill my parents?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, he really would have no idea, huh? After Tilly uses some FBI interrogation techniques,
Let me explain, Tilly.
Nico's thrown overboard. Oh no! He can't swim currently for this scene! Determined to stop the bombs or something, Tilly races back to shore, only to find out that the plot happened without her.
There's a bomb!
No bomb! Look! Just champagne and a little weed. Less than an ounce, officer. Come on!
But if the coolers are filled with champagne and ice, where are the bombs? No reaction? Not even gonna look at it? Okay. As it turns out, Nico buried all of his terrorist money and left it for Tilly to find. Also, he left her Aunt Jenny's bracelet. You know, the bracelet she was wearing when she was murdered, proving that he left her to die. God, Nico is just the worst gift giver. He also leaves this SD card with a video telling her how much he loves her and confessing to all his crimes.
I know I've made some mistakes. It was always my dream to become an American citizen.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that.
And I'm loyal to you, and only you, for the rest of our lives we'll spend together.
And with that, the movie comes to a close. You know, it says here that Nico's body has never been found, but some say if you listen closely, you can still hear him out there.